Fear not, Ranger, Magician, Thief. I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
Welcome back to the Tiny Arm Hanger. Welcome to Retro Wednesday. And today I want to talk to you about the Dungeons and Dragons figures. These are Super 7 Ultimates. Found them all at Ross. I did not see any of these, but I got them for a heavily discounted price because somebody else found them. My kids or, someone that hooked me up. But I want to say this. This is a Retro Wednesday because this is what we should have gotten back in the day. You better believe I'm going to compare this to vintage figures, compare it to what Hasbro did, open them up, and if you don't open this stuff up on camera and you're a YouTuber, then it never ever happened. But at the same time, I like to collect in the modern era with a little bit of financial savvy, so I'll buy one set at full price and hope to find another set to open cheaper. But let's get into taking a look at this and a whole lot more coming up. The show itself is so quintessentially 80s and is so much fun. Whenever I think of 80s Saturday morning cartoons, I think of Dungeons and Dragons. And for the longest time, I didn't realize which show it actually was because the toys didn't match. And that was a big thing. And it's fun. It's a fun watch today. And somebody actually made the final episode as a kind of a fan-made one. I think they call it Resolute. I gotta look that up. But anyhow, at the end of the day, it's a great, great cartoon. They did a phenomenal job with it, and with that, it has lasting appeal, even though they didn't make toys directly from it. It's kind of an odd time back in the 80s. First off, I want to look at Dekkion. Dekkion is a very fun skeleton warrior, and looking at the packaging, this is his packaging. He's got like a little bio on the back, but I want to show something that the ones that showed up at Ross for 20 bucks or whatever don't have this baggie on it. I don't know if they actually paid somebody to take the baggies off of all of them for Ross or what. I don't know how that worked out, but there it is. And I do not hear or see anybody getting the glow-in-the-dark ones. So that was $65 too. So if glow-in-the-dark ones start showing up for real cheap, I'll get one of them. But there's the packaging, and the rest of the figures just have the same packaging with different bio on the back. Alright, so here is Dekkion out of the package. And one of the things I want to say is that this is probably one of the more wanted figures because Hasbro didn't make it. And Dekkion can be bigger than the ones that Hasbro made. You could fit this dude in with your Hasbro figures if you wanted to. And he looks fantastic. I think they did a great job on him. I think Super 7 designers do a great job. And yes, they're limited with only limited articulation, but it is what it is. Let's look at them from the back. Don't play no games. Get down to it. And the brass tacks. So, one of the things that Brian says with his designs, he doesn't want to see a whole lot of cuts. And when you see Masterverse figures, there's like 87 cuts. Same thing with some of the Marvel Legends. You don't see any cuts on this dude except maybe a little hinge right here on his elbow, a little on his shoulder because I have the pose, but that goes away. And this is what I want. This is what I want, and it looks great. So I paid 30 bucks for this guy because I got it from someone that got it at Ross, and he probably paid 20 and made 10 bucks off me. And I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. I've never seen one of these in a Ross. I go every day. Never seen one. And I may never see one. So here's his other head. So this shows him with his mouth closed. I like the mouth open better. So that works out for me. And he's got a fist on both sides. Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star. He's got a splayed hand. Pretty much splayed and kind of open on both sides. And then his sword grasping hand. So let's see him grab the sword. Here's with the sword, and it looks nice. It works fine with him. Let's do quick articulation, head side to side. I've swapped the head up and down a little bit. A little bit. No articulation on the jaw. 90, 360, bicep swivel. Perfectly fine. Past the 90. Maybe, no, 45 on the arm. Okay. Waist swivel, ab crunch. It's on a ball joint. It works. This plugs into here, so the sheath is working pretty fine. He's got swivel there. Goes out. Probably can get all the way. I just don't really want to flex it too much because of the skirt holding it in. And 90. Yeah, it's 90. Not 45. What were you thinking, Mike? Now, the feet itself, it's really tight. And on first glance, you might go, that's a bad thing. No, it's not, because he's solid as a rock. Next up, Shadow Demons 2-pack. Again, the ones I got from BBTS had the plastic around it. This does not have the plastic around it. My kids got it for me for 25 bucks. All the rumors are 20. 25. I've never seen anyone say they paid 25 yet, except me. Through the powers of magic and cameras, we've got this out of the box now in the package, and we'll probably can zoom in just a little bit better on these guys. They look fantastic. I mean, just something that you wouldn't have thought you would have gotten from this toy line, and this is amazing. This is what Super 7 does best. So Brian Flynn, for all of the things that people hate about him, I love the fact that he will make some obscure stuff. He takes some risk, or used to take risks. Nowadays, probably can't take as many risks because of the financial situation, and I understand all that. And 24 years of business, I truly understand the risk-taking aspect of this stuff. Now, these are two different figures, slightly different head sculpts. Bigger eyes, smaller eyes. Kind of like a tan clear, darker clear on the wings and all of that. Plus they have more hands. So each of these hands look about similar on these, kind of like a grasping hand on the left and an open hand on the right, or vice versa. But you got more hands, which look about the same. In all reality, all the hands look, this one holds something a little bit more. It's all going to go in a baggie, which is not my style, but I guess I'm going to do that. And articulation for these guys, plug that into the stand. You have articulation on the wings, ball jointed, head side to side, up and down, shoulder probably can get to the 90. It's very thin, so, and it's Super 7, so I don't want to go too much. You can flex that if you want to, and ball joint. Nope, side to side on there. You have ball joint on the torso and the waist. And that's it. Plug it in the stand. Just make it look good. That's all you get. Now for a little meat on the bone, we get into some Hank, which is probably vastly superior to what Hasbro got. So the next two we can compare to Hasbro, but I will put Hasbro into this. It is a thing, and then Show My Display is a thing. But yes, I think it looks great. Again, BBTS had this plastic on it. Should have left the plastic on it. When it comes down to Hank, most people were upset that you could not pull the bowstring or get this pose. This pose is close enough for my display. And is it perfect? No. Should they have put a little articulation into one of the arms so that you can get this, or the right arm to get it a little bit better? Maybe there should be a special right arm. But at the end of the day, I mean, I can make anything happen I want with my collection. I can do anything I want. That's kind of the arrogance that I like to exude, because it's true. It's true. But at the same time, it looks fantastic. I'm not really too upset. I mean, there's more I could probably get out of this if I really wanted to. And I wonder about the hand having some back and forth and getting it further back. But at the end of the day, I actually don't care that much. I can do better with this than the Hasbro, Yes, it's double, almost 2.5 times the price. Now, with this bow, you can do what Hasbro should have done, in my opinion, is made this a solid bow and then clip on the actual stuffs that the energy parts, the magic should clip on, so he can have this. I won't edit that out either because I want to put on a different head. I kind of want this head. Ooh, head. Anyway, so you can have this going on where he's holding his bow, which is probably the majority of the show. He's just holding his bow, kind of like this. Kind of like this. Okay, that's not holding it tight. Let me see if one of these other hands probably holds it tighter. Nope, we got fists. You like fisting. We got splayed. You like splaying. Then we got one more hand for the other side, so he could hold it better with this one on the right side. So maybe that makes sense. Head sculpts. He's got a wink, like a kind of, and then he's got this blank stare. Then he's got this where he's like, durr. I'm not sure which one I'll leave on there, but at the same time, probably have him in full bow pull, I guess you could say. All right, lastly, we got the Sheila the Thief. Now, I want to talk about her. The irony of Sheila is the fact that, the first figure that came out at Ross that people are talking about with the clear Sheila, and I did not find her or anybody that wanted to give her up for $30, so whatever. Y'all keep that. And I've got one. I just don't want to open it. And I don't need to open it. And it's not a necessary thing to me. It's kind of like a fun little extra. But you kind of need a Sheila. Two. Second one. The Sheila in the Hasbro is going for like $80. It's stupid expensive now. Because the Wave 2 just did not get full production. And so it's missing. Even though they were on clearance at Target for a few weeks. Maybe only a week, I don't know. But with this, BBTS has this in the plastic. That was the Ross. Here she is removed from her packaging, and pretty good figure overall. And I want to say this about her. They gave her enough articulation that she can put her hood up. So when you like put her hood over her head, which might be more trouble than it probably should be. Her arms can make the pose that she actually is putting her own hood up, and it works. I mean, it works really well. So that's one thing. And what else has she got going on? Well, I think this head's the best head sculpt for her. It works for her. She's got two other head sculpts. Then I'm going to leave this one on because I think it's most fitting for my display. But she's got this one here where she thinks she's a smarty. And she is conniving. And this one, let's get it zoomed in there. That's when her and Hank are alone in a cave. Speaking of fisting, she's got two fists that I don't need to use. And she's got a splayed hand, and she's got a holding something hand but no accessory. So what's she holding? I don't know. In this case, they gave her hands looking like she's trying to grip onto her hood and pull it down, and that is exactly what I need out of her. She has soft goods cape. She looks pretty good. She's got those Pretty Woman boots. Pretty Woman. Yep. That definitely works out. Colors look great. Everything looks great. Everything works great. Standard articulation. She is a female character with smaller feet, so you will have to work a little bit to position her, but my display, well, it holds up Hasbro figures, so it'll hold her up just fine. Now it's time for the inevitable comparison to Hasbro. First of all, you can see how much shorter they are than the Hasbro versions, which these are shorter than the average Marvel Legends because they're supposed to be teenagers anyway, so they're not supposed to be as big as the rest. And so you think about teenager, man, now I got to get like a lino over here or something, but The other thing is that, like Hank, now Hank's colors are darker, and you almost could argue the colors are better. The head sculpt, though, I do think goes to, I was going to say BBTS, goes to Super 7. It's a little bit nicer of a head sculpt. Overall, they still are both pretty nice figures. I mean, you can get them $10 at any Ollie's anywhere in the U.S. It's a good figure for $10. Very good figure for $10. I was shipped an extra Diana in his box. I remember those days. I won't forget ever, but anyway. Darker colors on this guy, a little smaller, and his bow, he gets either this bow or a kind of a completely clear bow. This is done right. So Super 7 actually did that correctly, and I love that they did that. Now, can I keep him standing? Please keep standing so we can continue talking about this. Then we get into Sheila. Now, with this, it's not perfect, but she can really get a hold of her there. And this is kind of what I posed the Hasbro one in. It's okay, too. The Hasbro one's lighter. This one's darker. So, depending on what you like. They both have the Pretty Woman boots, but, again, darker versus lighter. I think the darker looks better to me. If you're going to spend $70 on this chick, maybe you should just buy one of these. But it probably will be too tall for the rest of your collection. I understand all that. I mean, it is what it is. Size and scale and all of that. I will say this, though. The Super 7 does stand better than with this. And I was going to show all of them out, but I just grabbed Eric as in addition to this. Here's the thing. Dekkion can be that much taller. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. If you just get Dekkion for your display, it'll be fine. These minions, or these demons are small anyway, so they would work fine also. So really, for your display, if you had the Hasbro, you can get these two figures you don't have. It'd work great. Could you piece in Sheila? Well, if you gave her like a really dynamic pose, I guess. Oh, I'm scared to go too far with the knees and all that. But you could give her a dynamic pose and work her in. I bet. Sort of. We're going to go shaky cam for this, but there we go. We got the background. It came with the Target exclusive. I've got... Well, we don't have new versions of those, but we got new versions of these, so they're side-by-sides in the display, which looks nice. Got some PVCs down here. Got some Lord of the Rings right here. Goes into Eternia. And then up here we got Dekkion and the two demons. So far, it works. We're in this world. I didn't realize how much of a pain she was going to be to make this display work with her paw in the way. She's kind of a nuisance, but we'll get into this in the next collection tour video. I'm sure I'm going to offend some people because I have more than one action figure. Collectors should only have one action figure. So let me know what you think about these figures from Super 7 Ultimates. Are you catching them at your Ross? I don't know if they'll get even cheaper at BBTS or maybe Entertainment Earth, or like $11 again or something like that. I don't know, but it's nice to get a $30 or cheaper to open up and put on my display. That's how I look at these. I'm very excited for it, very happy with them. I really want them to do more. I'll have my Tiamat pretty soon. So anyway, I want to hear what you guys think about this, and should Super 7 make more? I mean, heck yes, I'd be on it. I'd buy one of everything right away and then wait for a sale on an opener pack. But let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe. Happy Retro Wednesday. Tell you to hang out.